Hi guys, thanks for watching Develop Me Dev. Today what we're going to do is installing developer version of 2019. So basically I'm going to put this link in the video itself so you guys can see. And the base purpose of this is I want to show you other features and what you can do with SQL Server. So for now I'm going to actually I'm going to also install Docker onto my thing. So I'm just going to put Docker download, Docker desktop version, and we go there, Docker for Windows. I'm going to show you some cool exciting things when you're installing developer. I know some of you have trouble installing, so this is SSMS, the SQL Management Server, which is not the server itself. So basically when you're installing the server, you need to go into so compressed, let's go to programs, and there, open that up. This is developer edition that I downloaded. You go to custom, let's close this. Basically what I want to do is I want to run the name. So now when I connect, you'll notice that when I connect to SQL, I connect via my desktop name. I don't want that to happen. I don't want it to be that authentication too as well. I want it to pull from the host itself. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this here and install this. Successfully installed. So I've already previously said custom install, so it'll take a while to install, so you'll notice that. Do a new installation version. Developer, cool. You don't need a key. Accept all. Let it check. Yep. So next. Let's just say I'm recording, cool. And then it's going through all set of files, checking if I have everything that I need, and checking the installation files. It's going pass through. And once that's ready, it's gonna open up its new process. So basically what I'm doing is I'm starting a new installation version, which is my own custom version of it. So it'll open up this, just select all and go, because at some point in time these will be very valuable tools to have in them. I know machine learning services, you might not use it for now, but you will use it in future. So I'm just going to call it SQL Dev, and instance name SQL Dev. Okay, cool. Next. Because obviously I want to use this for development purposes, so cool. So standalone version. So next. So GRE. Next. I want to use mixed authentication, so I'm going to say enter password. I'm just going to call it maybe dev and dev again, and I've got to add my current user. Alright, and let's see if it added my current user. Cool. Next. Tabular version, add current user. And we go next. Okay, cool. Create new certificate. Cool. Port number. Blah blah blah. Next. Add current user again. Next. Controller name. Next. Accept. Now Microsoft R is like basically a tool in which you could build statistics computing from, which I'm not going to show you right now. I can show you in another video on how to use it, but for now I'm just showing you the installation process on developer, so you could just use it, so you don't have to like pay for stuff because you're deving basically. And then you're not really running this on the server. If you're running this on the server, you gotta get a license for it. But if you're developing on your main machine, you don't really need a license for it. You could just use the developer version. Okay, we just gotta wait for that to accept. It's installed in Python now. This is really cool because now SQL Server has installed Python in its processes, so you can run Python scripts in it as well. So you just go install, just workflow setting up in state. So now the installation process will begin. So what I want to do here is basically I want to do, let me just see if my downloads have picked up in your programs. I wonder if that picked up. Let's just see, Docker. Okay, I'm installing Docker there. I'm going to let that download. Cool. I don't think I downloaded it. Never mind. It's downloading now. IDM. It's good to have IDM and also buy this thing. Don't use cracked versions of IDM. Usually comes with like Trojans and stuff. Cracked version is quite cheap. I think IDM has a good pricing range for your PC. So like for a full year you could get it for like I think $9 or $10. I think, I'm not sure. Let's just see what the pricing is. You get a 30-day trial if you want to try it out though. If you want to buy it, say buy now. Let's just close that. And buy now. So basically I'm going to add these links over here. I'm going to add also IDM's link in here so you can see. But you can just Google IDM and just get it. That's installing there. IDM takes a while to install there. Cool. So this is also installing. And while this installs, let's just give it a minute to install. It's installing all the engines. There we go. Starting to get a little interesting. So there's South African rands. You can get a year license for 170 rands. Right. And obviously you can go to dollars. You can get into different things and however you want it. In the US dollars. In US dollars it's a bit different. So 179 rand, and that's about $11 in a year's license, which is quite nice. And a lifetime for the one PC is $34, which is quite good. Like this, I would really expect something such a good software to be for a lifetime use. You could use it for, 370 bucks. That's not bad. Which is quite cool. So let's just close that. Remember, you can also use the Express version. Doesn't really matter, but developer version I would prefer because you got a lot more things in it. But you can also use Express. It's more lightweight and it installs everything for you with the setup, so you don't have to click everything. It just already has everything set up for you to install, and you just press next. But most of the time, if you're a developer, you'd use developer version. And it is a tricky process at first. Sometimes it takes a while to get used to, but I mean, everything has its time to get used to it. So cool. And IDM Docker still installing. Cool. And I want to see. Let's see. Okay. While that waits, I want to show you what I want to do here. So I said ipconfig just to get my config layout of what basically is. This is connecting to my router, and this is the default switch for the Ethernet. So I'm gonna make it the Ethernet one now for now, which is here. So I'm just gonna copy that because I want to call DB instead of my PC name, and so I can make it cool. And save that there. And cool. Let's just leave this open for a while. And let's just see something quickly. Let's say DB This is how you know that it's not set up for TCP if it does not connect now. Because basically this Windows authentication, if I have DB, it's not set up for the TCP IP connection. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. See, it's not going to work right now. So if I go here, advanced options, it's not going to even give me the options to do that there. And see, what I want to basically do is, you see network controller, I want to have that, but I want to have it enabled first. You can't just select that there if it's not enabled in the base place. So I'm going to show you how to do that. Let's see, configuration. There we go, SQL configuration 2019, right? So 2019 SQL configuration 2019. Well, obviously I gotta wait for this to finish. And that's basic. So if you guys want to also record on screen, you could use Debit by NCH. They're quite cool too. I like their softwares of using it. I always use their softwares. And also in the developer version, you can just install SQL Management Studio Server from here directly, and that would be quite cool. Instead of going and installing it before, you had to go and search for it and install it again, and you get all of that there. Let's just see options. Okay, cool. This is where the root directory is. Planning, installation, cool. Has a lot of features in the new version. And we going there. So once the process is completed and installed, you'll see that, notice that everything is installed now correctly. So say close that, and then we go to back to SQL Server here. We want to connect to it. We're going to go down. We're going to say, okay, we don't want to connect that one. We're going to say / SQL dev. Right, and we want to connect to that. I hope it's / that cancelled. I think it's the other way around. My bad. Yep, it's the other way around. So let's just connect this one. This is the one that I just installed now. So basically what I want to do is I want to also install this using that there, using the development. So I'll have to use SA first and go into it. Remember password, continue. When I'm in it, cool, just disconnect that one, go there, login. So I want to add a new login server. I want to call this dev. I want to call that dev and dev. Cool. Server roles, I want to add everything on this. Say okay, cool. I want to disconnect this, come back here, and redo a dev one with dev again, and remember password, connect. So it's going to ask me again, / there, say okay, cool, setup. I want to disconnect that again, come back here, and basically now what I want to do is I want to make this DB connect. It's not going to connect, so boom, there, say there, it's not going to connect. Cool. So what I need to do is I need to do an SQL Server Management, which is this. And you come here over the aliases, protocols, and you see that is enabled. So go to the configuration, SQL Server Express SQL Dev. See that this is disabled. So I need to turn this alive. Yeah, this no, yes, no, yes. Enabled, okay, cool. Alright, that's enabled. Enabled, cool. That's enabled. Cool, that's all I need there to set up. Then I can go boom. See if that connects. If that doesn't connect, then what we need to do is we also need to say notepad. Right click on administrator. Okay, right, go there. Go there. Run as administrator. Cool. Open. Off. files, host file, Control Z, cool, there, and we keep that open, cool. Let's just run this. Just check if I'm recording, cool. And let's just see what's going on. Right, cool, that didn't work there, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go back to our host file. We're gonna say, cool, if that doesn't work there, we wanna also add a check if this one works. So basically now we're gonna check 2092 1. We're gonna change this here. So we're gonna change this right here to say 10.0.0.2, right? 10.0.0.2. Alright, cool. 0.2. Cool. Save this. And let's see if this works again. Connect. Now remember, you gotta find the one that actually relates to your PC. So this is an IP6 config, so you want to get the IP4. So if you want to get the IP4, you gotta, normally what I do is I have my Docker installed to get to this point, but it's fine for now. You can just get to this point here. Give it an alias. You can also do this by means of saying, okay, configuration alias, but I don't want to do that there. Let's just configure that name pipe station. Pretty cool. I want to do my Docker, so let's just restart the PC. We'll be back. Okay, cool. So now I've restarted the PC, and now I've installed Docker. So as you can see, Docker's here. So then I'll show you later on how to run applications in Docker, but for now I want to show you that now I've combined the DB in here by saying adding the WSL from here. So basically I went to WSL and I took this IP, I put it here, and now I can access this basically through any form. So wherever my PC name is, I can access it there. Cool, good, and I can go continue, and it would enter in, and I'll get it on my databases, which is quite cool. So thanks for watching this video. Hope you learned something about how to set up stuff and how to set up your host files for this. Cool, we'll check you on the next video and develop me dev. Cheers guys.